Welcome everyone to more open source live here on this channel. And yeah, as usual, we have some stuff to do. Always some stuff to do, right? Run your Linux distribution. You have stuff to do, stuff to update. And so I actually started a question. It's maybe if you want to sometimes follow the crazy polls. The way I decide this, to no surprise, sometimes I'm more in the mood for stuff and sometimes less, especially with this ongoing worldwide crisis and a baby at home. Sometimes I'm also simply tired and so on. So okay, vote here. So so far 2 votes. I mean, usually, sometimes we get up to 100 or so. ARM64 microkernel. However, maybe let's simply do a Blender update as we usually make some polls. How do you decide this stuff? So ARM64 grub's also a little bit boring, not the most important right now. Maybe anyway should do a little bit away with supporting this crazy vintage abundant architectures, right? And then why is that? So as Vienna, right? This is also let's. I mean, the demo. So this is the thing. So Blender, not that I need it now, but just for basically ARM64 is a little bit boring and dry and error prone and stuff. Not the highest priority right now. Then we have microkernel, of course, but then finally releasing T2. We also, yeah, Apple Silicon, obviously building this on Apple Silicon, right? M1 Max, because here in QEMU, and then updating Blender. Certainly some people would want Blender, and then it's also a little bit win-win situation. Where is even this is why. That is why. A win-win situation of testing T2 to finally release that, and then potentially finding some new dependencies and stuff. Can we? This or did not, or maybe it did not. Sometimes this window manager does not. Maybe I should use simply Sway, right? Yeah, win-win situation of testing the releases, and actually we should only hope we actually I should VM snapshot that because remove force so Mesa and then install this new Mesa. That, yeah, this is in another directory. Should we feel lucky, and maybe we should at least. Still comes up. Yeah, maybe I'm not feeling like restarting X. Basically, too much to lose if I lose my X server now. If that doesn't come back up, some pixel. That's what you get. Anyway, so Blender, and of course from ARM64. So increasingly, always here on these channels, alternative architectures, but now even more migrating away from x86 with not only RISC-V desktop, but also ARM64. Certainly the fastest ARM64 desktop stuff you can usually get. So this would be Blender. I have the feeling, so just some light Saturday evening open source update stuff. I have the feeling we will have quite some regressions of stuff to fix. The last time I did some monstrous Blender update some 6 months or so ago on this epic thread-ripping Horizon. I did quite some stuff. I'm not even, maybe it didn't even fully build because Python and so on. And I wouldn't be surprised if it needs even more dependencies. So this is also why I quickly installed the latest Mesa. This is basically from a completely full rebuild. By the way, we could theoretically check if Firefox still works with this. Hello. Why does this not? Okay, fine. We can also. What is now with VM? Hello VM. That is funny. Okay, fine, then we don't. What is with the mouse and the VM? Always something live on this channel. Bugs and more bugs. I'm also rsyncing previously built ISOs, basically kinda release candidate for x86-64, ARM64 and SPARC64, because lo and behold people ask for SPARC64. I think 2 people on Discord. And hey, by the way, okay, now we have here something does. What is with the mouse now? Why is so somehow? How did mouse get upset? Bizarre stuff. Okay, we lost mouse for whatever reason. So yeah, we had now also Reddit if you want to join this. I'm not sure, this also gets a little bit overwhelming, right? But when Discord we have some 160, if not nearly 200 members. People ask for that. As per usual, a little bit overwhelming, right? All the stuff you can or need to support. Yeah, not sure what is. Leave in the comments below what is the best social media stuff. Also now nearly need to update. So Blender. So we run this out 8 cores. 0 to 7. Oh, sorry, nothing better than live on YouTube with some. So what does it build? I mean, we can basically, excuse me, it's winter here on this hemisphere. Maybe I should build this with verbose. So this is basically stability testing ARM64. So this is again M1 Max, right? M1 Max in QEMU, because better video, and basically it is pointless previous video, right? It was a verse in slideshow doing that natively. So does it really? Yeah, dependencies. We need to really improve dependencies with T2. Obviously, I mean, most of the stuff not really. Also, OpenJPEG, maybe it needs this libcd audio, and also maybe it did. Who knows? So yeah, if you want, if you're interested in this performance, so this is also XES, no, what is it even? ILM base. Yeah, that's what testing is for, I guess. So OpenEXR, that is of course something used by Blender, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the usual win-win, except taking time. Everything taking time, but basically, yeah, making sure the stuff works for you at home. So T10 surely, or maybe you did build some documentation with it. Don't really want to build that now. Yeah, what did it even plan to? Yeah, so ideas to, okay, this is not that much. Ideas to make this better. I will make this more interactive sometime soon, maybe next year. I have actually opened 2 big issues of refactoring here in T2 Git issues. We have here now, yeah, so rework, build script. So maybe eventually the whole interface to T2 will get a complete overhaul. Now 20 years later, probably due for that. But I'm not the most, it's not the most pressing issue. It's not the highest on my to-do. So maybe we should simply test run that. Because I don't want to never change the running system, right? For 20 years, sure, it would be the usual stuff. Sure, it would be better if it would be even nicer to use. Was it dry run? Oh, it's dry run. But never break a running system, right? Or never change the running system, and thus not break it. Depths none. Let's maybe GPEG OpenAO. A lot. I'm not even sure where is it all dependencies. Some of the feelings it might not be all, but yeah, basically testing more M1 Max performance and adding dependencies. So for sure Blender will need more stuff. So this is basically continuing where we 6 months left with x86. And it's of course nothing like in your Linux distribution packaging, more dependencies. This is a rewrite. So my idea is you can read these bugs, of course. So this issue is listed. Also eventually getting away with this. Maybe first, maybe it makes sense to first do that. Getting away with this mine interim installer thing when we anyway have tarballs these days. And potentially, so the idea is that instead of all those separated build scripts to have like one T2 front end and with better command line options, better names, and more modern use, and also making emerge interactive. And some stuff we could actually do first, like making emerge more interactive before we completely overhaul that. My idea is here that, so first of all, I think with a global T2 script and refactoring all the code, I think this would be much nicer to use with T2 build something much easier than scripts emerge as something. So making this more like package manager and potentially integrated with binary packages. And emerge, I think, should ask, so what we should do to make this T2 stuff much more usable. Also Python 3, at least Python 3. We have Python, but found out what seriously have an older Python? This is 3.10. Why does it say found Python 3.8? This is hilarious. Or did we hardcode? Maybe we hardcoded something the last time. So certainly aware that emerge is not yet the most amazing experience, and of course it should be. So the idea would be to mark, first of all, get all the dependencies right, and then mark dependencies, optional and stuff, so that emerge. Here's actually Python, yeah. So we probably overwrote this the last time. Maybe the last time it didn't have support for 3 point whatever, or it didn't detect this. So maybe before we commit it this time, maybe we should actually conditionalize that and, or like not conditionalize it, but simply, not conditionalize, but query our system. Maybe still specify it, because I think the last time I debugged that, I remember like some 10 minutes or something. So yeah, emerge with interactive dependency resolution, and like instead of emerge something, building some random stuff, like this is what we would build. Do you want that also, like it has this optional dependencies, do you want to build them, or yes, no, and so on. I think this would be amazing. What does it with mod requires to be on with FFT? Did we not usually have that installed? Not installed. Okay, let's see what happens. So recurring is also, this is probably not the right one. Did it say 3? Somehow we have. I slightly wonder, maybe I should actually add this to the to-do. Nothing like growing your T2, yeah, to-do. That's the right. Similar, we somewhere have been renaming some packages, so maybe rename the also yeah, the workstation here, remote workstation, is currently busy rsynching ISOs to this is why it's even more laggy than usually. Maybe, so the problem with this like vintage naming preparation and cleanup is it's work, so it's work for actually, it's best case, what is going on here? All right. Best case, it has the same, the end result is the same, so best case it's the same. Probably we will have some regressions, and last but not least, it's work that, like, it's work for the same end result, right? It's just like cosmetic stuff. So basically, the question is actually, I mean, theoretically we could make quite some philosophical discussion questions for a lot of topics. And one would be, is it even ever worth to change stuff for cosmetic reasons? So there are, of course, arguments for both sides. So yeah, leave in the comments below. So one argument would be, as changing this always breaks something, you never do it as perfect as never breaking anything. So then it's basically only work for cosmetic reasons. And maybe therefore not worth to ever do. What does it have here? Please, something error following variables not used, but they are boost include dear extern. What? The following variables are used in the script, but they are set to not found. Boost, okay, maybe it wants boost, maybe also. So what we definitely want to do, oh, by the way, theoretically we could always, let's first, before we download this, update list boost. Okay, we have there at least some bit. Okay, we have one, also yeah, some of this is somehow strange. 7.7, I think so I said. So with this stuff, there's always, is it or is it? Apparently not, that is funny. And welcome everyone. November, sometimes happened with Python. So boost, that is here 7R also did this, or maybe it didn't substitute that. Probably someday we need a general artificial intelligence to update stupid package names like that. Then I wonder, do we have more of, oh, we have already 78, December 1st, no, this was even recently. Let's update that too, because why not? Family video overload. Why this? Alright, this didn't download because same thing as this one, 78. So yeah, probably I could check. Do we have? I wonder if this taps this. So maybe it does. Let's see. Microkernel. Okay, we have 4 votes, of which 3, I guess. Yeah, 3 are microkernel. So hey, we should do microkernel. Yep, we'll do soon. Also rsynching ISOs for you to test. And final present also. What did we upload this already? Or what does it say? 78. What? 70? This is release candidate. Maybe I should first read. I mean, the good thing is I didn't cancel the other download, so that should still be there. Yeah, the only thing is boost will take a while to build, so that is certainly putting M1 Max to its. Also, what have I done there? 770 build boost. Yeah. Unfortunately, alright, we could better do this with the both. Does it even? Actually, I almost best. What? Maybe I should actually. Should I order that with more memory? Maybe 4 gigs are not really. Do we build in Tempefes? Okay, that is VA. Nah, maybe I should actually for series work assign. Now we test actually whether the installed media Mesa fully works. There's a memory somewhere of. Oops. yeah, somehow I'm not a fan of the set shell navigation. It's gonna be theoretically 16, should maybe have 32, so probably could be okay, right? So yeah, let's pray and hope and cross fingers that XOR comes up with the Mesa in. So much to not testing that fully. Mesa in, but so far it does. Probably should really automate that. So with some X in RC that. So yeah, somehow maybe I should actually X geometry layout this stuff exactly so that it is amazing. So let's see how that is going now. Mesa, this 5 init. Any updates maybe? Probably. No. Emerge. So then let's, what did we wanted to build boost. I mean, theoretically, so we could actually use this time efficiently, or actually should. Actually, I see some suggestions scrolling by of configure something differently. Why is there a... what if I... Why is there a gray line? Strange stuff. So where are we building it? Does it not have a... maybe not a progress bar? Anyway, so what else did we wanted to work on? As per usual, a little bit multitasking. Oops. We also asked Blender, Apple Silicon. Hey, nobody wants Apple Silicon. But one wants a Blender update now. Exactly what we do. glibc locales. glibc locales, do I still have that open? I was thinking of maybe shipping that stuff here early, of having a CUTF-8 locale. Actually, realized that the other year, because if you set a locale like DE or ENUS or ENUK or whatever, you get different sorting and in others' behavior, and or for example with DE you might get not only you get, depending on what locale and language stuff you set, but actually I'm wondering that this is done now so late, because I'm actually maybe as early as a decade, I think, when I posted that in my blog, because I wanted to document for myself, also actually my blog, not really posting this too much. Here. Probably at that time around I noticed that already, and also are we loading that? Slowly, I guess. And so yeah, that was 2000, wow, so around 10 years, so much to that. I documented that for myself for cross-building the two stuff, and we probably should also do this, add this to a post-install thing, so that our cross-builds get a post-install generated locale, as low-tech as this stuff is. And probably at that time I was wondering, yeah, can't I simply, because I want like UTF-8 without all the other language locale stuff, and like, yeah, a decade later, so much to, hey, boost also built in, what, 15 minutes? It can't, was it, for sure wasn't 15 minutes. I think here's something, actually, you know what, this is probably some exporting thing. source T2 and misc did I? Lua bash, no. This is probably some random stuff. Misc archive, anyway, not the most important right now. Probably due to the build. Whatever. But we can see if our packages boost is correct. So yeah, 2 minutes. Yes, this sounds more like that. Yeah, from 16 to 16.2. So that is pretty amazing for a 45-ish or so, whatever that was. What M1 Max, right? In case you're wondering why we work with this proprietary stuff here. So let's see what happens with Blender. Did it start? Oh no, it was complaining of error of used CMake stuff. Time for coffee. Oh, it starts building. Didn't expect that. I mean, data is keeping some dependencies a little bit updated. By the way, this new table. Yeah, 7%. I mean, not too shabby, right? For a just 8+2 core mobile silicon. Welcome everyone. Yeah, I mean that is seriously not a bad end. Compilation with T2 faster than macOS due to previous video. When I built stuff on macOS natively, it was overwhelmed with security scanning all the freshly created object files. So we had say like one core of the 8+2 cores 100% busy security scanning and file system indexing this stuff. I don't expect Blender to just build. Also probably we could do something more efficient. Should we? I mean, the thing is with this, maybe I should not put any work in importing. I mean, importing, that shouldn't be that much work. Also, yeah, no-tech found that, by the way. Thanks for that, highly appreciated. And we don't need all of this, right? If we wanted to cherry pick this, all we would need is all the tests, of course, we don't need. So what do they diff there? This looks like tests. Yeah, put as set locale here, tests as POSIX there. Not a fan of that. So the tests we don't really need. Not really sure what that is. Maybe okay. Maybe the tests. Maybe that is just for what the tests needs. Maybe, or who knows? Whatever. Something. I don't think that makefile is needed. So we only need this locale. See, I think we don't even really need this supported file. Oh, of course, it failed. So we mostly need the one CUTF-8 in and that makefile. And wait, this is. Oh wait, do we even need that? So I only wonder. All right, maybe we need that actually. Probably, maybe. But maybe it's not so. I mean, we didn't miss that much in 10 years. Maybe I simply should put zero efforts into doing stuff like this. Okay, here's audio F32 sys not. There's always something. Maybe this is this is SDL, plugins SDL device. So I would hope that, by the way, do we build in TempFS? We build and we keep it. Okay, fine. This is just a libSDL2 version, or okay, this looks like the latest version. Okay, but it doesn't have libSDL2 installed. So what we built a little bit more than I wanted, and these dependencies are probably not amazing. You know what? This triggers me a little bit. Let's actually fix some bugs. So maybe we should we run this in Tmux? Maybe that actually You know what, if we run this in Tmax, I can move it a little bit down, and no, it doesn't help the most, but yeah, whatever. Because then we can better multitask. We can better multitask, hello? Oh, not sure what I was looking. So, what did I want to do? All right, I wanted to check because this build time misc output of terminal date. So header build start, and what was it the last time? Package start. Package start. Echo header. Freeform header. Maybe this is why some of this build stuff didn't, because that is. Wait a second, I can't copy and paste that because I'm in. Which is it, NVI, or probably this was the NVI? Or not, maybe let's. Because this header terminal, this is probably the bug that we don't have. Let's maybe even wait a second. We probably want that for package start. Do we have package start? Package start here. Building something. Does it not have a? Here's date. I'm not the greatest fan of Vim copy and paste, so to be honest. Maybe that fixes actually we had here some strange that is probably the issue, that we were this Heisen bug of sometimes this showing some random stuff. Let's try that again. Oh, right, what did we, libsdl2, and maybe, what was it, was dry run, and then, and this is what I mean, and welcome everyone, with improving interactivity, right, so that you don't, maybe I should actually work on that sometime soon. So I nearly soon, that is from, you have a compact desk, nearly throw your precious fat P3 from the table. That instead of having to control C that and filling around that, just like emerge maybe should ask of, hey, I would build this, which optional dependencies do you want or which not, and stuff, and then yeah, so that will be fun stuff. The only problem is this, also we have 9 people tuning in live here on this channel, that is also amazing. I probably should change the title, right, to Apple M1 epic thread ripping Apple M1 Max for more people to tune in. So eSound, TSLib, also we probably don't really need that. TSLib, just to build you some stuff. And let's see. Also, by the way, the 10 jobs are not ideal. Maybe we change that. It could potentially. This is 10 jobs I had from native building, which wasn't the most amazing yet. And probably 8 are a tiny little bit more efficient. Not that 10 would not work, just that potentially. So yes, now that probably works. 12 seconds, sounds about right. Question there, noobs tuning in, quickly tell what's going on here. We built a whole Linux distribution for 20 years and now live on YouTube, so you're watching that on an Apple M1 Max. in QEMU, so testing, most testing, Apple M1 Max, testing QEMU, testing on Linux solution, and working on stuff like upgrading Blender, because why not? I slightly wonder, should we also... Okay, that looks like the latest version, libSDL. Is there nothing newer coming? So I have no idea if that should fix Blender. Maybe we also need to start rebuilding that. I have no idea what the CMake stuff might pick up. By the way, what did it build with? I have no idea. Apparently make. Alright, we can't copy and paste this because we run this from... do we even need this like this? Make something. We probably don't really need the rest. We probably can get away. Oh no, we can't. Okay, fine then. Yeah, there you see, this is the complications of running stuff in QEMU and macOS, where some usability stuff of mouse buttons and stuff. Anyway, it's slightly better testing, although it takes probably an extra minute or two to see. Actually, maybe we could also check the log file. What it Blender of SDL, which did it? So here it has libSDL now. Download? I have no idea. Probably some whatever. Not sure what that is for. Let's see. Do we have? Okay, this is also UTF-4 because of course, yeah. That comes from. Maybe I should make on this particular machine my, what would it be, black box menu? I think I started from YouTube. So that would be, oops, YouTube of, where's the font size? Here, size, maybe only 17 or so. And so that is still big. So the last time it failed with what looked like SDL. This was some floating point audio format stuff. So yeah, also the fence. So, but I mean barley. Just in case you are into Apple fans. If you are into Apple fans, if you're fans of Apple fans. I have to say this, I mean, not only the fans do not come on often, but when they do, they are so far also not very loaded. Although we only use mostly 8. I mean, it's not 100% loaded, right? We only 100% load 8 of the 10 cores. So the 2 efficiency cores we can use for live streaming. So how much do we have here? 0 job frames or 3 Mbit. I guess we built a little bit more already. And we definitely should update this cache file. Not sure why I didn't do that the last time. Yeah. Alright, we have here some QEMU Mac keyboard mapping marginality. Hey, 63%. I mean, it's truly, I mean, I said it before, right? This is like Ryzen 5900 territory. So looks like, yeah, we might not have really updated that in a long time, despite having worked on this previously. Like, wow, was that a year ago already? 20, wow, that is unexpected. It felt like 6 months, but yeah, one child, one pandemic, and the 63%, so it still didn't build. What does it complain? Oops, no US keyboard layout. NumPy. I'm really surprised that this big project that, why did it not error out NumPy? The build will be usable, but add-ons that depend on this package won't be functional. It's like, yeah, but it will also not build, right? This was pi. Is it? Wait a second. Pi. I'm already getting confused by. Was it pi? NumPy. How do we even? Let's. Okay, that is only one. No, I don't even remember. So the Python stuff also became a little bit of a mess, to be honest. Maybe we should actually. So this is also. I didn't want to emerge that. Darn. I wanted to. Source update it. And this is also why we. This is exactly what I expected. Does it apparently? And that is a dilemma, right? Either I write microkernel and then I don't have time for polishing T2, or I polish T2, then it's this boring packages that only so far 60 playbacks of 10 concurrent views are enjoying. Of course, it didn't build. Failed of size, nice. How was it the last time? Do we have size? Was it that? We have size in Python 2. No, also most of the stuff we don't want. Let's size maybe. Also, do we have an update for? Actually, you know what? Let's commit that already. NumPy. With untested, certainly good. Usually we test stuff, but like this stuff which is not primary release candidate stuff. Also, what file print of what? How did that get there? Syntax error missing. Purchases code of printed. You mean print? What? How did that get in there? Easy install. What? Did we NumPy, or did we maybe sometimes we control C stuff in a way that we probably didn't build. Did I what? NumPy. Now I lost overview. Did I check size? Maybe I should. Now I'm getting confused with keyboard layouts. Each window another keyboard layout. What could possibly go wrong? Hello, was it not Python? Packages. So yeah, all right. This is why this does obviously not update like that, because but that's a little bit of the win-win, not the greatest. I mean, the amazing thing also, we have latest releases, what, Alpha 6 release, that more people work on this stuff, like Dr. Schubert and so on, which greatly helped me to finally, hopefully, do more. Also, here is download release, something release, package index. Okay, here's something. Probably, what do we have? Okay, that's a little bit. Darn. Maybe I should somehow get copy and paste working between all this stuff. Yeah, this has some other hash, because they hash this here. That is super annoying, this modern stuff, recurring theme here. Probably I need to script data for that, because you know what is really sucks is that also I think we could potentially, no, this is files, but we could potentially source up, does it help us much? Yeah, that is a problem with, I mean, certainly VMware and stuff has really nice integration. This has already the right Why does it not find an update then? What is the... Okay, doesn't matter too much. What did it want? Yeah, so it wants here this hash, which is... or it said maybe it is... Don't tell me this is also asynchronous JavaScript. Maybe it is. Yeah, so that is, I mean, sure, usually you have copy and paste and stuff, but nah, not, I mean, that sucks a little bit. Shit. Yeah, I'm guilty myself for using macOS QEMU. Currently have to run T2 on an iSCSI volume over Wi-Fi. What? Not the best, but works. Getting laptop soon. Yeah, sorry to hear your laptop disintegrated. That is a little bit which download did we even have there? 21. C69F, how do we do that? I mean, maybe we start with, and this is, yeah, so this is, you know what, I could theoretically cheat a bit and copy and paste it here on the server. Python 024 something. All right, this was NVIDIA.com. Yeah, sponsored. Thank you very much. No, it has here. This is not asynchronous JavaScript stuff. Actually, I could teach data that easily instead of blindly only updating the version more intelligently, copying the whole URL there, which actually might have changed then, like this part with directory file hashes. Python, certainly. I think I have this already on the to-do for that. So zero to 924, and still some people. I mean, I don't really want to test build this on this server because I have in the other directory a reference build, but otherwise I don't really want this in my system there right now. That's fully US keyboard. Yeah. And what did we want to Python? Let's see what happens here. Oh, we could have actually been so consistent to mark this untested. Actually, what is going on there with this? It's building something. We could actually do some other crazy test. I mean, it did build something, so what was it with Blender? Wait a second, Python. I mean, okay, so we accidentally didn't commit untested, but now it's tested, so yeah. What was it? Python? Was it? What else did we build? Pi? Or I'm losing overview of what we, or did we? NumPy, was NumPy Python? Probably, huh? NumPy. And this is the cumbersome and stuff of one by one going through the dependencies. But yes, a little bit. I wish I could just write more micro, but this is also your daily job, right? Also here, what is here of writing cache to cache C compiler opt? What the heck? For example, if you're self-employed, like I with my company or something, you can't always do what you want, right? And it's like, yeah, if I like day and night write a microkernel, I have zero income. So with T2 or other commercial software of ours here at Exacode, I at least can feed the family, right? And that is sure the dream of microkernel would be nice, but who would want to pay for that? So although I started with that, I will continue with that, but there's always something else, right? What is even going on here? Optimization, what's going on here? Failed with what's error 2, few functions, pi hash double, and this is, yeah, somehow this is, in my opinion, a recurring theme here. Incompatible types of pi. What's freaking going on here? I'm really surprised. Not the greatest fan of Python or Perl or Ruby and stuff. And then I really wonder, this are, I think in some language shoutouts and stuff, the most prominent popular languages and so on. And then why is this stuff so fragile, right? Why is it, sure, at Ubuntu or Debian something might work, or maybe Arch Linux or so. But yeah, if you package the stuff like this breaks, this falls apart, that is incompatible, why? And this is, I had this on the more main channel, right? Restarting software architecture. How can we, after 40 plus years of software architecture, build stuff that's constantly not compatible, like not, yeah, bit rotting, not compatible, like shit API still in C, buffer overruns and so on. And yeah, maybe there is some, I mean, maybe it might also be our fault in rare chances, like maybe there is something hard-coded for Python 2 or who knows what now. Pi of, do we have here potentially some, but no, we have here nothing, I think. And so this should be no, it's a codeless package. And yes, this is what recurrently doesn't impress me much. That stuff doesn't build, and I'm getting increasingly, although it could be ARM64 related, who knows, but it doesn't look like that. It looks like, although actually, wait a second, this is ARM Neon. I take this back. Oops, why did I not see that before? So it is ARM, huh? Cool. How to disable that? Then so much to, yeah, test this on ARM64. What more? So it's testing features here though. Is it a feature test or is it failing in a feature test or? Not the most. Yeah, some of this whole single instruction metadata stuff should also be handled entirely different in the whole computer science stuff. Sure, all the vendor-specific hardware extensions, but previous video, right? Scalable vector extensions on next generation ARM or RISC-V. And in general, somehow, sure, 20 years ago with the first MMX and similar such Spark Viz visual instruction set, compilers were not yet as auto-vectorizing. Actually, it says ARM. Maybe that is the issue. It says here ARM version 8. We probably optimized it away. But so my point is, this should be more automatic by the compiler, right? So this is all this in strings files and stuff. And sure, although I have to admit, but it should also test that, right? It might fail because we remove march there automatically. Actually, we just added this to boot m1 n1. But my point is this: if this would be more automatic by the compiler, like entirely not manual assembly stuff, which nowadays I would anyway not write manual assembly stuff, then we wouldn't have an issue like that. So creative copy and paste saves this to X and then vi num of read. So it's like a copy and paste for people without copy and paste. Yeah, was it Neon 2 or who knows, whatever, something. It's not, in my opinion, it's not ideal anyway, but I don't want, ideally the package should only build what T2 is configured for, and we are not building with ARM 8, version 8.2 or something, we're building with whatever, ARM64 generic. But I'm not willing to spend any time of stuff I don't need. Actually, maybe I should, also the system didn't even fix that. So you know what, maybe it doesn't, here's even testing with Arch Native, does it? So yeah, that is probably where it's going wrong. And yeah, so the point is it shouldn't even try to do more than we configure it with. Because if you build an embedded target, let's say that is your workstation, like Epic Threadripping Ryzen AVX 512 or whatnot, of Zen 4. And or this Apple Silicon, and you develop for another x86 appliance or ARM embedded board, then you should only get what you're asking for, not like some random extra host native, like, yeah. And welcome everyone. Good to see you all. Yeah, hope you all are well. We need more coffee for that. So what do we have here? Arch. We don't, what do we document? We have here others, remove, append, MTUNG. So actually what do we, all right, I think we removed the insertions. I mean, so this doesn't fix this. So we remove and insert. So somehow doesn't fix that. But in an ideal world, also additionally to that, this should be more automated. This should actually also actually configure test correctly, unless this is a configure test. But how can we request it like a CMD? Can we disable that somehow? Maybe it was only tested for ARM. Also, you know what? Maybe this, could it potentially be that this is configured test and it wouldn't use it? Because here comes the summary extra compiler. Optimizations, maybe. Like, I have no idea if this is a little bit crazy here, to be honest. God, how I hate this Python stuff. Yeah, I really wonder how this could become the most popular language, because for me, everything I touch usually fails more than not. How long? Probably, yeah, 1 hour live stream, because of course, so yeah, a little bit more. Maybe we don't even commit that. Was a nice try, didn't really work. Makes no sense to commit random not working stuff. We would need, actually, you know what, NumPy. I mean, as much as I don't like to clutter my build server with this, should we? I mean, we could try two things. Do we have commits pending here? Did we not commit boost? We didn't commit boost. Boost here. Actually, did we want to commit some cache file? So much too quickly forgotten what was with mayo fetch. Guess it didn't download or something, or what is? Yeah, this actually is the GitHub previous video. The GitHub recently broke their own. What was it? no prefix also? No, nothing. Do they have something? I lose overview myself with also version download Quiax. Neofetch, let's see. 7, no, this is, okay, that is the latest version. Maybe we updated that the other day. What else do we have here to sort into? Develop console kit, what is with that? Ah, that is a down date? Why do we have a down date there? Maybe it didn't download or... Actually, we probably should check that. Ah, this they changed to XZ. Console kit, hello? Ah. Pro tip, don't type on an Apple keyboard. XZ. It might be that data updated that. So I have some things to fix for data. We can of course check that, but most likely, and of course we check that because that's what professionals do. Console kit. Maybe data updated that untested. No. Here Arte. What? 04. Oh, this is even from 500 million years ago? Why is this from 2012? Is there not a new version? Is it 4.6? What? Then I have no idea. How did that happen? Did they... I have no idea how that happened then. Fun. Yep, but this is one fix and stuff at a time. Nothing like testing. We could actually check. So yeah, not really much going on with that. So that was 4.11.22. Arte, what have you done there? 2010, nearly 10 years later, we notice this never downloaded. So yeah, not much stuff is loading this. I think loading. Not much stuff is using that apparently. Or did they? It's a little bit funny. Did they? I think I needed that for OBS Pulse Audio or something. So yeah, I have no idea. Or is it like this one of those packages like everyone is using but not looking? Currently not active maintain, shifted to built-in CD user D, something user D. Thank you very much. That explains the thing. I think. Yeah, maybe systemd ships compatible stuff, also the future development of this, but of course don't usually have that. But it probably still works and it's compatible enough to work with OBS Pulse Audio or something. Blender. I mean, it starts to build mostly, so probably maybe pre-commit that. Just not everywhere leave. What was it? Not Qt. Maybe this was some random test change. of... All right, this was some cleanup, so maybe I commit this later. I think stuff not needed anymore. What else did we want to do? So initially we wanted Blender. So yeah, the thing would be... Hello? Whatever, I don't know. Yeah. The thing would be to, I think, somewhere like here. Was it? Somewhere I have a reference here, reference build. So we could see if reference on the horizon, reference, oh man. Wi-Fi, DOCSIS, like amazing stuff. So this is Python. Let's see if our... Yeah, but increasingly with all the fixes we get T2 in pretty amazing shape, I would say. Also, yeah, this is except Python, because yeah, this is crazy. Is it a T2 thing or is it the upstream thing? Also maybe we use something wrong. Maybe we query some version. Who knows what. So this was, what was it? It was NumPy. Let's see if that built for x86. And actually, to use this time and maybe that call it a day. And totally aware. Also, it's super amazing that we have quite some people tuning in and already nearly 100 playbacks. And of course, a million playbacks would be even more amazing. Maybe I should limit those streams here to like 1 hour or something, and certainly work on more pre-edited stuff on the more main channel. It's just that we need to do stuff. All right, this is, what is it? Proxy git. SSL certificates. That is, what is it? Maybe we should ship them by default, that more stuff just works. Where is this update thing? Update certificates. Let's hope that fixes that. Let's also first Alacrity. That was no prefix or something, right? Anyway, not. Okay, so this fails the same. Yeah, and that is a recurring theme that gets really tired. Doing this for 20 years, 24 plus build systems, and after 20 years, I'm really so sick and tired of hunting how stupid stuff should be built. So yeah, this looks similar. What is it even freaking trying to do here? Actually, did it for ARM do more than... What is it even doing here? For multiprocessing import symlog of... I have the feeling for x86 it built... for ARM it built more. I'm so tired of this shit, really. You know, if you have... what is it? No, not new node. I must have hit some strange... No, I don't want to use that shit. Yeah, if you want to contribute, if you want to patch, welcome for strange Python stuff. I rather write a microkernel than this stuff. So yeah, so much to Blender. So Alacrity, maybe one last thing, Alacrity, and then we call it a successful update afternoon. Alacrity, also best without typos. Let's see, releases of new version. Oh, maybe we would have had. Would this be with? What was it? All right. Ah, that would, no, this would still, what? Why do we have, maybe this. What? No, I'm confused. Maybe the web view is just outdated, or from when was it latest of, or the data updated recently? August, something, 3rd August. No, this is 09. What have I even, what were I looking at? I have no idea what I was looking at. So emerge that builds nothing. I mean, we have Rust and Cargo. Let's see if that builds on a fresh ARM64 installation. For the Intanium machine, trying to put Python-based version of Python on Python 3. Oh, really? Oh, is that? Oh, thanks for that. We could give that a last try. Maybe there is a, maybe that is what is this beta version is. What was it? Python, right? So much for not packaging some beta version. Okay, amazing versioning scheme. Highly appreciated. Let's see what happens. The question then is, do we need both? Also, other critics to building. What is it doing? Well, of course, Rust stuff on ARM64. Nothing like stress testing your cross-compiled Rust compiler. And I guess Python, probably not many packages need that. Liquid control, oh, that's actually interesting. I guess we can straight migrate that to, did I commit that? Python. Probably nobody wants to use Python 2 anymore, right? Where is even the website? Yeah, where's even the freaking download? Because they're available pipeline, maybe here off. Where was even, did I not previously programming language Python? Did I not cockroach legs? Thank you very much. This name is disgusting. Did you say 3 you said, didn't you? Python 3, migrating from basic would be somewhere of Python. I only want to freaking download. Can we? Okay, fine. Python, something, documentation installing. Thank you for that. Is it, you know what, let's copy that thread out of there into here. Not, yeah, Python, and then Python, and wait a second, is it here cleaner? Let's copy that thread into that. Hash directory stuff. Nothing like unreadable. Oh, wait. Why did that not? Ah, darn, this didn't copy some. Probably YouTube chat. Where is the table? Ah, here. It's the first. Somehow often it is the last, not the first. We need to copy that. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, let's maybe test build this. Although I'm surprised that, do we still have that much? How did that even partially or something build on stall? Probably don't have that on Python 2 on my ARM64 virtual machine. I should have built with verbose. 32 jobs. Yeah, so that is even on. Oh, this even did it previously build? I lose overview. Python. There we have that. Then back to here. Scale up that. What is with Alacrity? Hey, Alacrity build. What it did, by the way, previously did that. Oh, this currently works again. Alacrity. Oh, that even does something. Amazing. But because control sucks on macOS or whatever. Yeah, we have Alacrity for the future. Oh, wait a second. Oh, right, yeah, this is not a hardware isolated, no GL there, except software. So, let's see what happens with Python. Oops. Nothing like a US layout. NumPy. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Did I? Wait a second. Why is that not building Python? Wait, was the priority sorting really wrong for that? I should actually pay more attention to those details. So that also, yeah, if those errors trigger, you have actually, I mean, although maybe it's this, I mean, I have it hard to believe that probably is not from the package. As early as it is, it must be from T2. Maybe it is from including some generic Python support thing that prints there, like this. Also NumPy didn't. So Python built, but NumPy still has the same thing here though. So that didn't fix that though. So that is still the same failure of, what is it, not Scala types of, yeah, so that still fails the same. So maybe this is not testing as it fails like that I would expect. Although this is crazy that it fails is similar for x86. So yeah, thanks for that, but it didn't fix it. So yeah, recurring theme, state of software architecture. Yeah, we also, I mean, the crazy thing is that we have Perl, Python, Ruby, and more modern stuff. And I mean, people are scripting C++. What would be really cool, I understand, I mean, to have some unified, like one really amazing stuff. The problem is, of course, yeah, it still fails the same. Is that the latest version? Do we also have newer? I understand that, of course, if we would have only Perl, that would suck. I understand that Perl sucked and people did Python and that sucked and people did Ruby and that still sucked and so on, probably plus minus some historic variations. But what would be really cool, like have some unified, really amazing stuff, because all those glued, also yeah, Python and don't get me started on PHP, and like Python 2 and Python 3 and Julia and Zig and Rust now. But what is, so we have like similar, basically similar to, we had 12 build systems and they sucked. Now we have 24 and they still suck. We had 12 programming languages and they all sucked, and now we have 96 programming languages and they still suck. And some of that is really frustrating. I understand that certainly people like me and others, and like we ourselves, contribute soon to that and build new microkernels and languages. But I certainly understand that similar to that, 96 languages suck, and now we do the 97th. But somehow this is really too much. I don't even have I mean, certainly there is no solution, because always when 12 standards suck and you make the 13, that sucks too, and so on. But somehow, yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is, as Python was always slow and all the surrounding stuff, a little bit error prone and unstable, and always the next big thing and to improve performance. And yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, if we start from scratch, we have nothing, and then it takes a decade to suck too. But maybe stuff. I don't know. I mean, the crazy thing is, as not amazing as everything is, it's still the most popular language according to some polls and questionnaires and stuff. So, yeah, what is the solution except creating the 97th sucking language? Yeah, so here, Conda, PIP, never had too many deployment options. Yeah, I guess it's that for this live stream, as per usual, we want to do some stuff, and at the end, stuff still fails. One step forward and 2 steps back. And all we wanted to update was Blender. Is it NumPy, right? Is it also some version 2 built locally of Python 3.6 compilers, linear sizing for building? Do we build that wrong? Choosing a Fortran compiler. You had made Fortran compiler. Which even is. Should we build it differently? In place build. (16.5.7). Hello, debug? Why is there no debug? What? Wait a second. This is. I wanted the ARM. Maybe we can build it differently. So there's some here Python setup. And then build ext in place. Does it do something better? No. Ah, shit. No, building it like this fails the same. NumPy, from when is it? Maybe this is simply, let's check how old this, or did we update that today as we unlock package NumPy of, yeah, we updated that today. So maybe there's still a newer version, who knows. From where did we get that? Maybe that is also some keyboard layout confusion. Now here's releases. So oh, wait a second, 122. Big release. Oh, wait a second, is it? Oh, this is a release candidate though. But anyway, it doesn't build, so let's try the release candidate. What do we have to lose? Alright, which QEMU can't copy and paste. Oh, this GitHub. 122 release candidate 1. Can't get Versa not working live here on this channel. Yeah, I mean, this is a crazy thing, right? We have T2 in one of the best states since a long time. Except maybe 2004-ish, when I usually, our 5,600 or so packages that we had, this was crazy, right? Wasting my time as a student, like a week, like all other people partied, and I was sitting day and night and fixing build errors of K3B and KDE and Yaquake and whatnot, and other esoteric packages probably nobody ever wanted to use. And I remember, like on what was it, probably Athlon 2500 XP 2500 plus or 3500 plus or whatever, building that one after one and so on. And nowadays, of course, I don't do this anymore. That is for the community, right? I fix here lots of crazy, plenty of stuff, but not like, now we have, of course, 4004 packages, of maybe in the meantime 4020 or something. I'm not sitting here all week long. I mean, I'm sitting already all week long, but not like fixing each and everyone's joystick package. So not all, like T2 is in a differently amazing shape than 15 years ago, like from the 4020 packages, not like 99.9% built, but you probably easily, hey, NumPy, did you know that? It freaking built. Can you believe? Just update this to the wasting our time with some old stable version. So yeah, more architectures built, like instead of 6 or 8, 25 plus, and more cross-compiled. So yeah, not more packages, but more architectures. And certainly I don't care anymore about KDE and GNOME. Sure, we have packaged most in most builds, but it's like, yeah, it's not changing the future of desktop Linux. But maybe our microkernel will. So let's try this with Blender again. What we actually wanted. So yeah, but long story short, I mean, and that's the usual win-win of this live streams, right? We get some views, we have some fun together. I hopefully inspire people to work on stuff. And yeah, maybe you want to get into open source or Blender, and or actually, you know what? Maybe I should have made a starting a live stream with Blender 3 out. But yeah, because that is also what we sometimes do, right? And summarizing the new features, spreading awareness of this amazing open source packages. Actually, there's another thing, right? I think, did they release, maybe not yet, right? The SkyCat of a new major release is coming, like version 6, did they? Was it release candidate or maybe release candidate, because they don't list it there. And so the crazy thing is, you see, I work here day and night, or like literally nights. And this is not even doing the most PR. I mean, the crazy thing is I sent actually to news outlets PR, like I sent with our feature bounty, previous video on my main channel, or the other stable releases, right? It's not like, why are we not mentioned more often in news sites? I actually, not only 15 years ago, but even like this year with all this YouTube progress, I sent press releases around to major news outlets, even in Germany, right? But would you think major like Heise.de, do you think this major German news outlets would report about some unsuccessful one-man German Linux distribution? No, totally ignored. I mean, the crazy thing is, I think we were once mentioned, to give credit where credit is due. I remember, like probably like about 15 years ago, we were once mentioned, like that small, from a whole A4 page, like that small, in the Heise magazine's IX. It's like so much to some random news, like yeah, T2 Linux distribution stuff. But I find this rather sad, right? I'm not expecting a full. I don't even want a review because I know already the review. Hi, the review. T2 Linux sucks because I can't get KDE started. But AKA who cares? But they could be really as nice as like once a year mentioned us. I mean, they each other random, and this is crazy stuff, right? What makes me really depressive also in a way. Like, for example, they mentioned Puppy Linux, right? I mean, Puppy Linux, I shouldn't say so much, but the quality of and usefulness of Puppy Linux, and ironically, they sometimes use T2. But yeah, so they mentioned Puppy Linux or other random small stuff, but I don't know, maybe T2 is too technical and too little desktop. I mean, yeah, but that's what this YouTube channel is for, right? And you're sharing, liking, and subscribing because that is really sad, right? That even your own home news magazine doesn't usually report about you. But yeah, even this feature bounty, right? You would think I sent the feature bounty to my usual press release stuff. Yeah, thanks Dr. Schubert for the Wikipedia page. Highly appreciated. And probably we should also shamelessly update that with details about architectures and stuff. Yeah, because what I wanted to say, so I spent here all this work and details and attention to details, but we should actually do this marketing kind of stuff of get us listed on sites. I said so often, but the crazy thing is after doing all this work, I also don't have time or motivation to go to all those authors and maintainers and bug them of like, hey, poke them of, can you get us listed there? And then of course, and the crazy thing is, even if I would sit then at weekends like now and write those people, then usually they don't care and stuff. Right? This is also why I'm sick and tired of spending my time of writing emails of, hey, we have this listed, we have this package in our Linux distribution, and they anyway often don't update the list. So, but yeah, anyway, if you watch this, if you are the author of KiCad, or if you want to contribute, you can also mail all those like KDE and GNOME also, or other sources there of packages, because it certainly would be cool. Although maybe we need a proper logo for that. But yeah, 5.12. Maybe we have the latest version, KiCad of 5 or the 12.0 or 5.1.12. Oh no, we don't have that. But yeah, their version 6 is coming, so I think version 6 should be in some release candidate stuff or something, I guess. Does it even download something? Hello, download. Oh, this is GitLab, so yeah. But so what do we have tech-wise? Yeah, so we have, as expected, some release candidate. Which, why does it have some thing there? Because it's better, or what does it? Better, maybe, no, but for whatever reason. Yeah, but I obviously noticed that Blender still didn't build, and this is also not the greatest fan of this is big project monoliths. So many dependencies as always. You want similar to Firefox and Chrome and Open, or even versus OpenOffice. Actually, fun fact, we could update OpenOffice too. There's always something to update, and OpenOffice also failed because too big to fail. That was error of what's NumPy. So yeah, that still didn't fix the thing. So now you have what, it couldn't be found. Wow, how could NumPy not be found? I thought we had that. Or did we not? Lib side packages. I thought we. Why does it not find that? Crazy stuff. Yeah, I mean, and this is also, as I said, right, super popular, big projects, and yet you build the stuff and it's like, yeah, it doesn't work, that doesn't work, that combination, there's some new beta version, you need that beta version, you need this release candidate, and then it's like, yeah, installing somewhere, and it's like, yeah. I don't test build, or should we on ARM64? Probably, it needs more random dependencies, right? Have a dry run of KiCad. Here it needs, you know what, it probably is fine. KiCad. Yeah, maybe we should, as I, wait a second, does it, oh no, this is a proper hash untested. The crazy thing is, maybe we should, after getting T2 in such an amazing shape, mostly do some proper videos. Like probably more successful would be a YouTube video about some PCB project, right? So maybe KiCad routing something coming soon. Oops, no, I committed this accidentally because. Anyway, should we already package the release candidate? Maybe not. Maybe another day. But yes, this is a little bit disappointing that it doesn't find. Where did I had that here? That is Python 3.10 side packages. Why does it not find that? I have no idea. And I also don't really want to look into that. Anyway, if you want to use Blender, most stuff is there. Patches welcome, right? SR in general. For the matters, we can actually, as a final look, what did people vote for us to do? Oh, it changed. Well, it changed quite a bit of. Where is your freaking microkernel? Oops. No, I didn't want that. I wanted to. What is the comment? Off. Please review adoption of portable for all GPU users. What the heck? This is what actually, I love this growing YouTube community here on this channel. It's also amazing that so many people tune in today. Didn't even heard about that. Do they have seriously Permedia 2? Never heard about that. That is actually pretty cool. Actually, I love that. I wanted to do something similar, although not in C, but something. But in general, I love that. By the way, someone tweeted recently on Twitter that they got inspired by, but maybe that's someone else, by this S3 Verge. Where would they have hardware support, or is it pure software? No, they do they have here? What did they say? Verge? No, they said Voodoo. I don't know. Maybe that is pure software though, or is it hard? Special case, something. Yeah, what I actually would love. This is also the thing, right? If you would ask me what, if I would not like do our stuff at extra code to earn money or maintain my Linux distribution, because certainly I invested 20 years and pretty good years of my life into help creating Rock Linux and maintaining that in T2. Why do I still do this, right? Because in my opinion, that is one of the most amazingly sorted build systems. And yes, open embedded and Bitroot and stuff, but or Nix, but readable, workable shellcode, pretty portable shellcode. In my opinion, sure, you could always like Nix domain-specific language and so on, or bitbakes, or is Bitroot using Makefiles? I lose. Yeah, but or open embedded with bitbake, probably also domain-specific language. And in my opinion, T2 is one of the most readable, nicely sorted patches and much easier to work with than most other build systems of not like more automated stuff, not having to hard code patch names and so on, of mostly codeless packages and so on. And this is why easily supporting all the architectures and easily supporting homebrew on other systems, which we probably also should expand on. But yeah, this is why I'm still doing that, obviously. And we also have at times embedded customers or virtualization customers, which is all amazing. And so yeah, need to obviously maintain some commercial software products here to earn some money. Our T2, which is otherwise amazing, and also not yet as popular as, or not yet popular enough to be regularly shouted out at some news sites. But increasingly getting there. But yeah, this is what you got to do if you want to have some success, and you need some patience and endurance and attention to detail. You can't flip-flop between also projects. But I started this some years ago here on this channel, right? Not making this stuff up. I wrote hardware isolated new proof of concept code because I wanted to, not amazing code, certainly aware of that, but previous videos, right? Verge, Voodoo, Verge, Link 3D. So that was, by the way, a fight because the documentation was not really into the details. I actually did per media too. Maybe the YouTube comment here is referencing to my work with Verge and Voodoo. But modifying something. I would not, I mean, maybe by the way, does it build for Linux or what do they? Because yeah, if I would not, my point was that I wanted to make is if I would not need to earn money and I could just do what I wanted to do, then yeah, microkernel and also this hardware stuff. Also, this is vintage, but the thing is also, it is, in my opinion, more fun because the new hardware is so complex with like 1,000 pages of hardware documentation. You cannot just easily alone as your weekend hobby project get into, well, you can, but not as easily, right? So getting started and understanding the code is like even the latest Mesa code, right? Good luck going to the AMD GPU stuff in the Linux kernel Mesa and trying to understand this. And this is why I started this Verge Voodoo, Link 3D, which else did I imagine? 128 or so I did. And yeah, and this is actually pretty, and this is also way more fun stuff, right? Sitting here, also, yeah, the more I talk about more fun stuff, the more people tune in. Yeah, sitting here doing boring package updates, and this is also what I would like to do more, like microkernel and hardware stuff, and what I want to continue. But the thing is, of course, with T2, the usual 90 and 10% rule, why I have also, yeah, the ISOs will be online in some minutes, probably after the live stream. Why do I invest all this time? Because I'm certainly aware that if 90% of the stuff in T2 is there, but it helps little if you want to play along at home, you want to use Blender and you can't emerge the latest version of Blender, right? Because NumPy and Thyssen and stuff, and certainly some stuff needs to be working, and otherwise, obviously, all the 90% of time is mostly lost if the last 10% are not working, and the last 10% usually take 90% of the time. Recurring. So they have releases here. What are they have text but no releases? That is why I slightly wonder if that probably. But yeah, I also agree that Mesa is not the super most readable code, so I just would do it in at least embedded C++ for readability and some meta programming features, as much as it triggers some people. But what was the original YouTube comment? Adoption to old GPUs such as sub. Okay. Let's pin this for the fun of it because why not? So yeah, I see there is a trend, more microkernel. Okay, glibc locals too boring, but that's also the thing, right? Oh, more people tuning in. That is amazing. Maybe we should continue. So yeah, you get the you notice, right? The more people tune in, share, and like and subscribe, the more I'm motivated to do stuff. Yeah, there is a trend, right? People are not interested in boring Python and stuff, but the glibc stuff is actually kind of this 10% of. I'm also aware that it's actually quite urgent, right? So the thing is, of all the stuff listed there, actually this glibc local stuff is kind of sort of urgent, the last 1% stuff, because when you currently install the cross-compile T2 stuff, then you don't have locales and need to run locale dev because cross-compile glibc doesn't install any locales. So yeah, the most boring stuff, of course, the least voted and the most important too. For releasing T2. But anyway, we made some progress. We updated some stuff. If you have patches for this size and Python, or someone updated some stuff, maybe And that is a cool thing about the community. While we are here live, Dr. Schubert updates some stuff. So yeah, that's it for this video. I guess Apple Silicon is pretty fast. That is also amazing. And that also makes us a pretty, I mean, if it would not were for PeakBugs, hashtag PeakBugs, right? PeakBugs macOS would otherwise make it for an amazing workstation, but also previous videos, it makes also zero sense to run Linux natively on it because no drivers. So yeah, I probably, let's take a very last 1 minute look on the to-do. Is it still not so? All right, there was this. So this is, by the way, not. What was actually? Do we have locale? Yeah, we need some locale dev post install. But yeah, I will publish the 3 ISOs for this 3 architectures for you to test. That will, and patches welcome, right? So if you, sure, reporting stuff that doesn't work, although I'm probably mostly aware of all the small little stuff like Blender that doesn't build, and glibc locales and stuff, although not that too many people would complain about that, but it would certainly be nice to have. But even more amazing than reporting stuff that doesn't work is sending patches and helping me to have time for more interesting stuff. And yeah, December. So yeah, the last days for seasonal polishing, end of year polishing T2. Amazing that so many people tuned in. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon for hopefully even more amazing stuff to come.